Hey guys, it's Bianca Sophia. So this video is going to be a little all over the place like they normally are, but I really don't care. It is what it is. I just wanted to get it out while I remembered it, you know? So yeah, it is a little bit all over the place. I might make a part 2. I'm not sure yet, but there is definitely more videos coming because it's time for me to come back. It's time for me to come back now. Here you guys go. I love you. I'm just pressing record. I don't know if I'm going to post this or what I'm going to do with this, but I had some interesting recall last night. The first scene I saw was I was like up against the wall, like it was weird. It was like someone put me in straps, but then they put me up against the wall. And it was Tom Hanks, guys. Fucking Tom Hanks. And he was really, really sick. Like, really sadistic torture. Sticking things inside of me. All this just to make me, to feel pain. A lot of blood. A lot of just horrible torture. And he would get off on this. He was a really, really sick man, like from what I'm seeing. Like he liked to my throat chakra, of course, right? It's all fucked up because I'm talking again, right? I'm fucking talking again. All right, sorry. Okay. He liked to pick up these little, I don't even know what the fuck they were. They almost looked like he had a set from fucking Lowe's or something, a drill set, and he wouldn't use a drill to stick them in though. He would use his fingers, and they were really sharp too. He was fucking sadistic. Like this is sadistic, masochistic type torture shit, right? But keep listening. It gets better. I mean, not that it gets better, but it gets more sick. So like a lot of the stuff I didn't want to see. I was like, okay, I don't want to see this. I'm like, oh, please stop. But apparently with this new level up, this is the torture that I endured apparently. See, I don't even know where this is, what timeline this is, where this is, but it's got to be this fucking life. Ugh. But I just don't understand why I was blocked from it before. I don't know, there's a lot of shit that's coming out lately. There's a lot of stuff that's come out that I haven't even talked about, but I mean, this has got to be, I don't know. I guess that shit doesn't even matter. The when. I know it was a life because I look like me. I look like I do now, but I was in my 20s, I think. I look like I was young. But then there's also flashes of me younger dealing with the same man. So he'd been torturing me since I was a little girl. Up till 20s, it looks like. He was very sick. Very, very sick. And Sarah from Michael L. told me that you were one of his favorites because he really liked children. Okay. So I wasn't surprised to hear that at all. But I got too old for him. Thank God, right? Like, get this sick fuck away from me. Really, really sick stuff. Sexual abuse, physical abuse, torture, more like, if you guys seen, okay, the people that are listening to this that have seen Game of Thrones, do you remember Reek? Remember Theon Greyjoy, what he went through? This is what Tom Hanks liked to do. He liked to be Ramsay Snow. That's what he liked to do. This motherfucker was Ramsay Snow on crack. So now I understand why those scenes always got to me. Like, And I always sat and watched and said, this is how you make an MK slave. This is how you, and they even show, right, in Game of Thrones where he becomes Reek, right? That's an altar. It's like a boom right there for you to see. But then to see it actually played out like on me, right? Like I'm against the wall. I'm hanging on a table. I don't even know how they were hanging me on a table. And all I could, I was remembering how Ramsey put Theon on that flayed man thing, you know, or he was like tied up. Like it was like the same thing, but I was against the wall. And I don't know what I was on, but I was hanging. I don't know how they had me straight. It was weird. I don't know how they did that. They pinned me up there somehow. And that's where Tom Hanks got off, you know. It's like the more he tortured me, the harder he got, right? I know this is gross, guys, believe me. The more blood and the more torture, the more screaming, the more horny he got, right? I know it's sick, it's fucked up. But remember, he's also under MK Ultra. He's also went through the torture. We can't even like really look at these guys like they're evil. Trust me, I know they're evil, but what I'm saying is they went through the torture like we did too. They all went through the same shit. Remember where you are, everything's backwards. Pleasure is pain and pain is pleasure. But the thing is, I wasn't taking this pain as pleasure. Like I was not enjoying it whatsoever. And I think that's what they like. They like some of their victims. It must have been an altar or something. I don't know. I don't even know if it was a clone or who this was, but it was very painful. I remember just crying and screaming, stop. But like I said, I think it was an altar that was there so I could play that part for him, right? I could play this victim for him, screaming. And another very interesting part was it switched, so it was another day of torture with him. And Hillary Clinton was with him torturing me. They were torturing me together. My throat's really fucked up, guys, sorry. So there was a moment when they brought me off the wall. There was like moments when I was laying down too. I was on the wall, but then there was moments when I was like laying down flat. I don't even know how I'm gonna say this. This is just fucking disgusting. Fucking gross, dude. They would take turns like going down on me, and they were like doing things down there that they would go down on me, and I would scream, and then they would come up and they would have blood on their mouth, right? So they were doing not nice things to me down there when they were going down on me, and they were taking turns doing this. And I remember this is another weird thing, and I don't know what this is or what this is. It was another revelation for me. But you guys, I had seen many different visions, many different days of being tortured separately by Tom Hanks, many separate days of being tortured by Hillary Clinton, and then many different days of them being tortured together, of them torturing me together. Sorry. Do you see how I'm like changing the story because I don't want to be in the story? Like I'm trying to put myself back as the observer, right? Or I don't know. I just my brain is trying to tell the story, and it's hard. There was a moment when this revelation blew my mind, okay? There was a moment when the torture went too far, right? And all of a sudden a man appeared. I don't know where he came from. But he came and he said something, and it altered Tom and Hillary. They stopped what they were doing. Like, he said a phrase or something, and he was like, enough, right? And they both stopped. And they got like upset, like, no, we don't want us. And he's like, enough, right? And they both stopped. And then he came over. They left. He came over, and trust me, this revelation right here is like unbelievable to me, because it makes me think, like, what is all this? Is it all fake? What is this? Because he came in and just stopped it. He stopped two of the highest people. He came in and he stopped two of the highest people on the Illuminated Naughties in their group, right? I mean, this is a very high priest and a very high priestess, right? The top. So for this man to come in and stop them because it was getting too much, right? You guys, this is crazy. Just listen. So I was like, what is this? So then he proceeded to come over to the table that I was on, and he untied me and took me out. Yes, and there was a moment where he called me forward, like he switched an altar for me. It was really weird. He said something, and then he took me outside, and they said, come back to me. And then I came back to me, and we just hugged each other, and I cried. I had blood all over me, and it was fucked up. But like, he brought me outside. We were outside, and we were just holding each other, crying. It was really fucking weird. I don't know. See, and I don't know if this is happening in real time, or is this us? Because remember, I don't know if I ever can share this other story where I was living a life as Marilyn Monroe, okay? And Lucifer was my handler. And Lucifer came in. It was, the person that it was at the time was Ian Somerhalder. It was that. Remember I told you he's a clone of Lucifer? Okay, well, he was the one that was there in the room with me. He was about to punch me. And then he just stopped himself, right? He just stopped himself from punching me. And then he came to me and pulled my altar forward. Marilyn's altar switched. And they looked at each other and they stopped and they hugged. It was like, but I was told that was the collapsing of a timeline. So it's like we were going back in the past and changing that so it never happened. Do you see what I'm saying? So I don't know if this new, and you guys, I'm sorry I never shared that story before, but yes, apparently I was Marilyn Monroe. I don't know if I might have went into Marilyn's body to stop all of it, right? Maybe that's why I lived her life. I think I went back into time, and my consciousness, I went into her so I could stop her from being an MK Ultra slave. Do you see what I'm saying? Because I was changing the timelines or something. I know I have so many fucking flashbacks of being her, so that's why. And then Ivan said, yes, there's realities where I was her. So I did want to bring that up because I don't think I've ever brought it up yet. I know I brought it up in the community section, but never on a video. So yeah, I got to see how the timelines were changing and how the work we were doing was changing, stopping this stuff from ever happening at all. So it's like we're collapsing the timelines, the evil timelines, right? So but I don't know about this masculine and the power he had, like how he was able to stop Hillary and Tom, make them leave, and then just because the trauma or the torture was becoming too much for that altar of mine or whatever, he came in and stopped it, and they just it was like he had power over them. And then I was like, it was like he was a handler of the handlers, right? When I seen this, like the light bulb went on, like, you know, I was like, oh my God, yes, this is crazy. So, but whoever this is was also my handler, right? And I'm sure you guys are putting it together, because remember, my handlers are who? They are either Michael, Lucifer, or Michael L. So these guys, I don't know if we're going back in time and changing the timelines, or if this has always been the way it is. Has really the angels been in charge the whole time, right? Or what is this? I don't know. But it's like, maybe we're not seeing the whole entire thing, right? What if we only see what we're allowed to see, or what we're supposed to be shown in regards to waking us up, right? Yeah, a lot of bad shit happened. But what if there's more to the story? How was he able to do that? How was he able to come in and stop all that? And remember, like, these altars that were playing their roles, what was that for exactly? Like, Tom Hanks had his altar activated, his sadistic side. Hillary had her sadistic altar forward. And I also had an altar forward. So all three of us weren't even ourselves. What is that? What is the point? Right? I mean, I get it for experience, but I don't know, guys. I don't know. But I know that I'm getting closer to answers and how this masculine walked in and just turned them off. It pulled me out and was very, very sweet. It was very weird. But it's like, I felt like I loved this masculine, right? Like I was in love with him. But then I remember that, there's trauma bonds. Do I love him because he's my handler? Or do I love him because he's more than my handler? I don't know. And that's something I'm struggling with right now. Yes, I have many twins, you guys. As you know, I have many twins. There's tons of Michaels. There's tons of Lucifers. And then I don't know how many Michael L's there are, you guys. I was told that before that they lied to me about who was who for the protection of this human version of Michael L, right? Which is Michael and Lucifer merged. They told me they lied about who it was before. So I apologize now to the masculine who I told that was him. So twin A is an aspect of Michael, not Michael L. So I apologize for that, for giving you guys false information, but this was to protect the other one. So I know that's fucked up. It's like really like, well, I don't understand. They're telling me that this is the way it had to go. This is the way it had to be released. But it doesn't even matter because it's not like a lot of people listen to this shit anyway, right? Oh, my, we're on the subject of Hillary Clinton. So I do apologize to Twin A if he even listens to me anymore. He's like, I hate this girl. Oh, I'm sorry, Twin A. I still love you though. As a friend. I'm sure that didn't hurt too bad. I'm sure he's fine. He's like, I've never liked you anyway, right? All right, so let's forget. Let's move on. Okay, so you guys, I wanted to talk about also back in October. This was back in 2022. Was it 2022? Yeah, 2022. You guys remember when I told you about Hillary Clinton, how she was attacking me? How there was this one day or one night when Hillary was attacking me all day and all night, and I didn't understand what the hell was going on, right? And she was using my masculine's clones to attack me, right? And I'm not talking about just the archangelic clones, but also the human aspects. This is before I had started integrating the clones like crazy. Now most of you guys' clones, when it comes to Michael Lucifer, most of y'all's clones have been integrated. I don't know about your personal altars, but I know clones. You guys, I've been busting my ass trying to help you guys, the seraphim in general, with their clones and their altars, getting those integrated. But in October of last year, they were not integrated. So human clones and archangelic clones were attacking me. It was horrible, the attacks that day. A lot of stabbing, trying to stab me. And I just don't understand why. It's like, dude, you're not going to stab me. Like, you're in a different dimension and I'm in this dimension. And it just looks like you keep missing ways to stab me, right? But I know sometimes the next day I'll have pain in that area, but like back off. I'm protected. Like, you can't do anything to me. I shield myself every day, right? So the interesting part about all this was this was in October 2022, and it was one of the worst. And it wasn't even that bad. It wasn't like I went through It wasn't like the initiation I went through the other night, which I have to talk about too. This was not of the mind. This was an attack on just, it was like they were trying to hurt me in the physical, right? Or my other whatever versions or whatever. It was just annoying because it was a lot, right? It was a lot of fuck shit, right? Just constantly trying to use their weapons on me, which they can't, so I don't even understand. And yeah, it was like Hillary from a different timeline, so she must have used time travel again. And I was wondering why I kept getting attacked by her, right? So she would not get out of my mind. Like, I just kept seeing her. So I looked up online in that moment. And sure enough, it was fucking on Hillary Clinton's birthday, you guys. So I spent her birthday, which I believe is either October 26th or October 27th. Which, by the way, is one of human Lucifer's birthdays. They have the same birthday. I just find that, what a coincidence. And I have not been able to disclose who that is, but when he's ready, he'll come out. I don't know if I should even give you guys a hint. I think he's ready to be disclosed. I think he's kind of, I told him he was Lucifer a long time ago, and he's never, I'm just gonna say, hopefully he doesn't get mad at me. I'm just gonna give this hint, JTT. And then you guys can figure it out by finding out the birthday. So, yeah, I found that interesting that he shares a birthday with Hillary Clinton. Just another coincidence. So I found that very interesting that on her birthday, again, another birthday coming through, and I get attacked, right? Oh, and I have to talk about that too, about during my first initiation. I'm going to cut it short now, guys, but then I'm going to talk about the initiation stuff in the next one. But I do want to throw out there that, remember, guys, I had an attack by one of Michael's aspects, right? But apparently it wasn't just Michael's aspect that was attacking me through his family member. There was 3 people involved in this attack. One was from Michael's camp, human version's family. One of them was from Lucifer's human family, and one of them's from Michael L's human family, which I only know one so far. And I just find it interesting that this attack happened on April 2nd, 2022, and how birthday wishes were used. 3 separate birthday wishes. So Michael, Lucifer, and Michael all have someone they know, or they themselves have their birthday close to that, or on that day, right? Or they have a family member that has a birthday on that day. And so 3 separate birthday wishes were used for that attack last year to kill me. But it didn't work. It was just turned into an initiation again. But yeah, that attack was... I went back and looked at the date. It was April 2nd, 2022. How fucking convenient, right? So many like wowzers. Because it's also the birthday of someone else, and that's also the birthday of another of Michael's family member, or April 1st or something like that. So, these illuminated naughty folks, right? They use these people's birthday wishes without their knowledge, right? I'm not blaming these people. I know it wasn't their fault. Their alters did it, or their clones did it, or it was done through black magic, right? So they didn't know. It wasn't like they hurt me on purpose. They would never do that, right? Or hey, maybe some of them have and I don't know. But I'm going to find out. That's for damn sure. That's where I'm going to stop for now, you guys. I know there's more to the story, but I just wanted to put up what I could remember at this moment. But maybe I'll make a part 2 because there was a lot more details, but they were really gross, really dark, something you don't want to hear. But yeah, this last initiation opened up more recall has been flooding in. And sorry, message coming through. Yeah, things are getting really juicy. So, but that's it for now, you guys. I love you. So I was bouncing around a lot there, you guys. I'm sorry. I just started recording when I woke up just to get it out. But in regards to the whole Hillary thing on her birthday, yeah, that she used her birthday magic to attack me, right? I mean, think about it. I'm attacked all day long, all night by her. She's in my consciousness. And then when that night rolls around, I look up when her birthday is, and it was that very day. It was that day. So, you know, they keep using this birthday magic trying to hurt me, and they're just failing miserably because the attacks that are allowed to come through, they set up for initiation purposes to see if I'm going to fight back. How do I fight back and all this, right? So whenever this happens, it just makes me stronger, and they're screwed, right? I mean, for fuck's sake, they're using time travel to try to hurt me now, and it's failing, isn't it? So, I might make a part 2. Like I said, I'm not sure. I'm going to leave it here. Either the next video is going to be a part 2 about this, if I have more stuff coming, because there's a little bit more stuff that happened that I can talk about. Or it's going to be my, the initiation video, which I'm going to cover my first initiation and then this second one. There is little initiations throughout, but these first 2 were the ones where I thought I was going to die, right? I'm like, I'm dying. And it's like, yeah, you are dying, aren't you? Because you're going through a death and rebirth, right? So when I said I was like, I'm dying, please, just make it fast, get me out of here, right? And they're like, no, you're not dying. You are, but you're not. You're not coming home yet. I'm like, oh, thanks, great, okay. All right, that's where I'm going to stop for now, guys. I love you guys. Shields up, swords up. Let's get it.